continuation of the course, MAC255, and in today's tutorial, we're going to be talking about, all right, what makes a good writing for um, you has like precision, clarity, pace, and we're going to be talking about how to conduct an interview. With this being said, let's hop straight into it. So we have my system help me. I have a Mac 255 and I'm going to be taking our bearing from what it takes to make a good writer as a journalist. So we have elements of good writing. So basically, not all writings are good. All right, not all writings are effective or useful for publications. All right, so we want to look at some elements, recipes that makes a good writing when it comes to, all right, when it comes to journalism. Okay, we have a good writer must always obey the rule of perception. So we have the very first point we are going to be taking here will be, all right, the very first moment, I think I skip that. Okay, will be precision. And he said here that a good writer must always words should be used and should mean exactly what you intend, okay, them to mean. If you are using a word, do not use a word that implies something else. Words should be used to what you intend. All right, it should be used to mean exactly what you intend them to mean. That is what it is with precision. Okay, so we also have clarity. All news reports and stories must be clearly written. Okay, so we have clarity. All news, okay, all news reports and stories must be clearly written. So we also have what is called pace. All right, good writing must have a pace appropriate to the content. The pace is also very necessary. All right, and a good writing must have pace according to the content. So as well, we have, all right, sentences and words give story, all right, give a story mood. Definitely sentences and word sentences are made of words, and these sentences give a story, what we call mood, strikes emotion. Short sentences convey action, tensions, and movement. All right, short sentences, please take note of all these points. It says here that sentences and words give a story, what we call mood, and short sentences convey action, tension, and movement. This is pertaining to the kind of story being told. All right, stories are different. All right, we have tragic stories. All right, we have entertaining ones. All right, we have fallacies, and so lots more. So it depends on the story, and word definitely strikes emotions. All right, words strikes emotions. So it depends on the kind of story being told that will determine the kind of emotion it will strike. Okay, series of long sentences convey what we call a relaxed mood. Why? Because there is suspense. You want to know what will happen at the end. You want to know what will eventually happen. Like we said from the beginning, that the methodology or the system or what the Westerner news sees news as is what we call chaotic. All right. Now, when something chaotic happens, it drags attention. It strikes. All right. It imprints something in the heart of the reader, and they want to know what is the way forward, what will be the end. So now, this is now what we now use. What makes up these headlines? Sentences make up these stories, and definitely it sure strikes moods. All right. It says here, long sentences slow down the reader, and also conveys a more relaxed mood. Okay, so we have pace, just like we said. All these are under pace. Okay, now we also have transitions, very important. Transitions are very important in writing. Now, good writing uses what we call transitional devices. I think we talked about this a lot. If it's not in GST 201, it will be in 101, where we talk about the use of transitional devices. All right, they are very, 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 very important in every paragraph. Okay, it was in GST 101 devices too as well. Just a moment, I think my my material close to touch there. Okay, so now, like I said, transitions. Now, transition is a bridge. Okay, this bridge, what is it used for? Why is it so important? This bridge assures the reader. Okay, this bridge assures the reader of something. What exactly does it assure the reader? It assures the reader that writers have a sense of direction. All right, it assures the reader that the writer has a sense of direction, meaning that the writer is taking you somewhere. So all you just need to do is to keep reading and follow a suit. Okay, so you can come across something like dash shows that a writer has a direction or has sense of direction. Okay, then that is transition. Okay, it's also said to be a bridge, which assures the reader that the writer has a sense of now direction. A transition can be a word, a phrase, a sentence, or a paragraph. Okay, some of these the commonly used transitional devices are, okay, let's just quickly take this. Commonly used transitional devices, we have and, but, and also we have however. These are the commonly used devices. Okay, so we also have something called sense of appeal. Okay, sense of appeal or sensory appeal. Now, good writing must appeal to the reader's sense. Good writing appeals to one or more of 5 senses. Here we have about 5. Now you're getting something from this, that we have about 5 senses. All right, we have sight, we have hearing, we have smell, taste, and touch. So it must appeal to at least one. Okay, definitely if it strikes emotion, then it appeals. All right, it appeals to the reader. All right, now it could be the even the topic. It could be the topic. It could be, walking or reading through the paragraphs. Then it can definitely strike the reader. So it must also appeal to the sense. We have sensory appeal. So we have what makes for poor writing. So talking about what makes for a good writing, then we have what makes for poor writing as well. If the story shows dull writing, all right, for poor writing we have poor writing, we have dull story. Okay, dull story or dull, no, let's put it like this, dull writing. Okay, we have dull writing. Now to avoid dull writing, as a writer you must always use what we call active voice. Okay, and make your write-up conversational and lively. All right, if you want to know more about this, you need to go and check some blog or articles written. They are very conversational. You don't just get to see only definitions, features. No, carry the readers along. Let it be conversational. Now, let's say for example, you want to talk about the National Open University of Nigeria. If you want to start your writing, you are going to introduce to the reader that in this article or in this post, you'll be learning some hidden truths. Like the person might be like, what truths could be hidden about this National Open University of Nigeria? All right, it will appeal. They want to know. Or you can even talk about 10 mysterious things you don't even know about Nigerian universities. You'll be like, mysterious things about Nigerian universities. What could that be? Something that will drag their attention, something that will appeal to their hearing or to their sensory. What's of it? So a dull writing, that means there's nothing that strikes emotion or what have you. So you need to make use of active words and also make it conversational. Okay, if the story is too vague or unclear, okay, the story is too vague or unclear, so we have vague, story is too vague or unclear, so we have that as that. So now let's talk about the main topic for tonight, which is conducting interview. What does it mean to conduct? This is more of what we have treated or what we treat in management science classes about the human resource management, okay, about business management and the likes. But here it is, you just have to talk about it as well. Now, when we talk about conducting interviews, what are we talking about? Okay, the interview is the art of what? Meeting people and asking them questions with a view of or with a view to elicit or eliciting information on specific issues or happening. Now take a look at this. Interview, look at the key points. We have number one, we have meeting people. That means before you can talk about interview, that means there must be people that you need to talk to. All right, there must be new intakes, there must be new inputs, or there must be a set of people or a group of people that are interested in what you have to offer. Then you now have to organize them, then the questioning then starts. Now look at the key points here. It says when you are asking, meeting people, let's take meeting people. So before you can meet these people, something must attract them. Something must cause that meeting. This meeting, something must cause it. And what could propel this meeting? All right, it could be a job posting, it could be a job opening. All right, there must be a meeting, and this meeting is what brings everybody together. Is this meeting that brings everybody under one roof or in a particular place. Then after this meeting is being ensured, all right, after this meeting has been a success, then the next thing is now to start what? Is to start what? Question. Bring people together, then you begin to bombard them with questions. Look at what it says here. Asking them questions with a view to eliciting information on specific issues. Okay, just in 3 points, we are good. Eliciting information on what? Not generally, but on what? On specifics. Now, don't forget, this meeting is not for everybody. This meeting is for a particular set of people. Now, this particular set of people we are talking about, in order to be sure that they are who they claim to be, in order to be sure if they are what they claim to be, if they are up to task or up to the task, okay, then questions must be asked. And this question you are asking is not about what is off tangent. This question you are asking is in line about or is in line of what has brought them in the first place. All right, so you ask this question to be certain that indeed this is right for this project. Okay, so that's how it works. So indeed, this is the right person for this project, or this person can handle this project, but you never can tell until you interact. So I can say interview is interaction. Interaction could be in word or could be with text or spoken words. So now generally it says here a reporter conducts interview. Okay, generally a reporter does what? Conducts interview when he needs information, or all right, when he needs information about events or issues of public significance. Generally they do of public significance. Generally they do that a lot. Interview is now the interview is a journalist's tool for what? Digging out facts. You know what I said? Asking questions on specific things. Why? Because you need to what? Dig out facts. Now they are re-emphasizing the fact that interview can be anything for anybody, but for journalists or for journalism, it is a very good tool, a strategy, a method to dig out facts. Okay, and alright, and it's important in the news gathering process, cannot be over emphasized. So let's take this point. Interview to a journalist is a tool for digging out facts. So we have that as that. Just a moment. So now we have here the interviews. So we have of exclusive interview, panel interview, phone interview, personality interview, and we have on the spot interviews. So we also have group interviews and the like. So let's just quickly touch on each of these types of interviews very quickly, and let's see what we can achieve. Now we have the interview. Now when we talk about the exclusive interview, this refers to an interview exclusively conducted by a reporter without any other reporter participating in it. All right, it's more of like a primary source of information to me. Now, primary source of information, you get this information raw from the source. All right, you get the information raw from the source. That is what it is like to me as a primary source of information. But here it is more of exclusive, meaning that, and when we say exclusives, just restricted from the popular. So when we say exclusive now, so we have interview. So we have exclusive. The journalist slash one journalist. Okay, only journalist slash one journalist does all the asking of questions. Okay, so we also have the panel interview. Okay, the panel interview has to do. Okay, the panel interview is this is interview more than reporter from a particular media establishment participate in this interview. So it's like the opposite. Okay, that's a panel interview is the opposite of media exclusive interview. That's panel interview. Yeah, more than one reporter can participate. Then we have the telephone interview. This is conducted through the telephone, especially telecommunication industry in Nigeria as greatly. Right, a lot of more of this happens a lot. The telephone interview, but telephone interview is more to me like the online interview whereby you can come on Zoom, but you get to see the person you are interviewing because a lot of persons can claim to be whatnot. So you get to see the person you're interviewing. It's more like you are not in the same location, but we both can see each other. I've witnessed a lot, not even locally alone, but internationally, whereby we have Zoom meeting to discuss projects with some of my business associates. All right, so that's what it is basically. But speaking of telephone interviews, is just telephone calls, okay, and we have the personality interview, whereby this conducted with the view of gathering information concerning a person whose life's activity the reporter wants to write about. Here, personality interview. A reporter is on a case. She or he needs to gather sufficient information about it, right? Just like a CIA or something. This is particular. Somebody just got missing. All right. The person needs to get this particular information about this particular person. Then we have that as the personality interview. Then we have on the spot. This refers to the situation when reporters ask other persons impromptu questions, unplanned, usually people who are important in governments, okay, visiting, and all this you just go to you're an as journalist, maybe you go to where we call what do we call this place? This very popular place where government officials use for their meetings a lot. Conference center, conference center. Maybe you just go there to cover something else. I just get there. Maybe you just get to see one of these governors. Just play approach the governor. Don't ask questions. And don't usually very then respond. Actually, this one on the spot. From two questions are thrown at. So it's not as if you invited the journalist over. Usually they're being invited over to come and do their best. But this type of is on the spot, unplanned, unscheduled, impromptu, just comes. Then we have the group interview. Okay, many reporters from different media. So we have that. Less than 2 classes we should be covering up with this course. We'll call it wrap here for, and hopefully in our next class we should be calling a wrap of the course so that we can take some other course if I'm not mistaken. So please let's do out to submit our note. Do out to submit our note to appropriate persons as I essentially help monitor our progress. It has been said, as of straight 2 tonight.